The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by this podcast, as well as its hosts, are for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, it is not serious. It is not real. No one is exposing, revealing, indicting, or telling you anything about themselves. Also, we do not encourage you to try this at home. We are trained professionals who do not have your best interests at heart, or our own. Enjoy the show. This man needs no introduction from me. I mean, I don't need to play no little song.
We started?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. I like that.
I wonder if they're going to tiptoe around topics today.
Who?
All y'all niggas, because y'all got me here, so don't do that. I'm aware of everybody.
My man tooling his thumb. He already on one. I can tell. He tooling his thumb already. He's already on one.
I'm aware of all them niggas. Any pandering, any tiptoeing, I'm sending shots at all them niggas. Be careful. I'm going to be careful because one of them niggas talks crazy. And this is my time to get at him and get at the niggas in here.
Wait, get at him and niggas in here?
Wait, is this a hostile environment?
Your finger, nigga?
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, I'm on your ass.
You know what he's talking about?
I don't know what he talking about.
Okay, let's wait.
This is your first time meeting my good friend Flip. He's a really, he's a really good guy.
My third pound.
This is my man. He's a really great guy.
Thank
but
you.
This guy, like I was telling you up behind the scenes, he's like the wild card here. Like,
Yeah.
You get him to violate the niggas you just trying to keep cool with.
no.
He don't want me to do it, but I just do it anyway. It's just weird.
He does that shit. I know people think that when he be riding for me that it's me trying to put a battery in his, he do that shit on his own. He's just wild, yo. I can't give him a script and he follow it. If I give him a script, he like kind of purposely does the opposite. We're trying to really get these brands aligned. I think we're doing a great job thus far, but this is my guy right here. But I say that to say he might wig out in here today. He cursed me out 2 weeks ago.
He gonna wig out.
He cursed me out, stormed out, threw a frank at me. He bugged out. He bugged out. So today, he might, so I want to give him his proper respect. Now, with that said, you my man. I called you last week.
You did?
I asked you to come up here. Shout out to the content creators out there, all of you. I watch all you guys' shits, man. You guys are awesome. Go ahead, clip this right on up. I got him. It's my man. I called him up.
I came here to give you all the content.
I called you because I love you and care about you.
Okay.
So when I see shit going on out there that look a little, I don't really like it. I don't. I never really speak to you about when your name start hitting, when you start getting on your shit. I don't. I let niggas do what they doing. We know what time it is. But this time, I ain't like what I seen. I didn't. And I know you and I have had talks for years behind the scenes about just different things.
Joke, man.
And I just love being right. I'll be honest, I love being right about things.
Wait, what?
I love being right.
I don't think you're right, though. But we could put all the cards on the table. We should get straight to it.
Here we go.
You don't think I'm right? So what I called and said was, come on, let me not even be cryptic. I called, I said, yo, I know you seen that duck ass nigga shit. I ain't like it for 1 second. And I told you, I'm telling you what I said.
Okay, you just said it.
I said that. And I said, I told you for years that he would do this at some point. He has shifted, has focused his energy now on you. If that's your man, I was messy on the phone.
I believe you.
I'm telling y'all. Oh, that was messy. I said, if that's your man, why would he have that dude come up there and speak that way for that long? Then I bigged up Schultz even. I said, salute to Schultz. He tried to hold it down. And I said,
Joe's one of the worst. You'll get on the phone with Joe. You're not even mad. You get off the phone, you mad as fuck. You like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you start thinking like, damn. He just pulled the wool from over. Nah. But I mean.
And this is somebody, you know.
Should we give some preference for the
people? A mentor of yours.
Yeah, I think you should.
For me, this is a kind of if you know type of thing.
Nah, we're going to call names.
All right, let's get to it. Oh, love with Big Atkins.
So clearly, Charlemagne, who is a mentor of mine, somebody who I've always looked up to, because I always had aspirations to get in the radio before shit changed. Oh my God. Reality.
I hate when you podcasters like do that.
You don't like when people give up respect?
Tell the truth, nigga. It's no more now.
Now we eye level, we peers. It's not me calling you. It's not me getting little bro. You said it on. I can't get little bro. I'm eye level with you now. And some of that mentorship shit you did when I was down here, it seems to have ceased now that we eye level. You treating me different. I'm seeing it with people. I got a little bit of money. They treat me a little different now. They ain't so.
Well, I didn't like where the conversation went. So I'll explain. So Charlamagne did a podcast with a guy who. The only recollection I have of this guy is that the guy, I guess he interviewed Lil Baby back in the day. And, I repost content. I have a curation page, right? And I think I didn't tag him. The dude's in my DM sending paragraphs, like, just wilding out, wigging out. You know what I mean? I click on it. I'm like, who is this nigga? Didn't even talk to him afterwards. Now, I think he's reached out for other things. Like, he ain't got no motion. So I really just kind of ignored him. I don't know. I guess, the Black Effect, I don't know if they're trying to find a new tax tone. I don't know what the fuck going on. But I seen that bum ass thing over there.
They're expanding now.
Okay. And the dude is up there and everybody's hitting me saying, bruh, he went on Brilliant Idiots only to talk about you. And I'm like, okay. Now, I don't know who he is, whatever the case is. I just didn't like how the conversation was kind of prefaced in like, yeah, Ak is just this guy who, you know what I mean? It was almost silent cosigns like, what I've done in the last 10 years and where I've gone, and like, shit like that.
Come on.
Look at this guy right here, man. No. But that's when I started having to get Big Ak on it, because it's like, my nigga, I changed this industry. When it comes to media, I changed this shit. So we're not gonna keep playing like, oh, this is the little nigga who is just trying to peep through the window to see what's going on in the big boy land. If we gonna have an honest conversation, the conversation should be about, and I take criticism. I take great criticism. I went to the Roots picnic. I ain't gonna lie. First time I got booked for some shit, and I ain't gonna hold you, man. Nigga, they put me in the same time as Uzi. First of all, I was kind of shocked. I was like, yeah, dude, we got me.
Fucking got
They got you.
I like that. And so Uzi's on stage, and I still think it's gonna be popping. Literally, barely anybody people showed up. I give it and I take it too, because I'll be roasting niggas if their concerts is flopping, whatever. I roast niggas off numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I'm one of the reasons why people in hip hop claim they hate these first week sales. You know this from Everyday Struggle. How many rappers came over there and said, yo, man, you keep talking about first week sales like that was always been me. So being a numbers guy, I'm not gonna be the hypocrite, even though it wasn't my show. I could make $1 million excuse. It wasn't my show, Uzi. Mm-hmm. Nah, niggas wasn't really there. This shit wasn't packed as it should be, given that you were the person who was headlining.
Well, and you told them niggas, hey, I got more money than you at first. You tried to money your way out of it at first.
I mean, I could do that with anything though. But
I know. So when you do it, it makes it like, we got you.
Yeah.
We know you got more money than us, but so what, nigga? Now, why you doing that?
And in reality, I'm down to take any criticism for that, because it's put a chip on my shoulder, which I always need one, to go show y'all that whatever y'all claim I couldn't do, because getting to this point, niggas used to say I couldn't get to here. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. So now y'all got me wanting to do live shows. Now, I've never really cared to do it, but now going to UK in November, playing my own show, like I'm gonna,
I was about to say, has that ever been important to you to be able to pull out a live audience?
Not important in the moment, because even though I guess at this point people look at it like, why does he call himself DJ Akademiks? But I used to DJ back in college. It's like being in front of a crowd is really important. Like, it's nothing like it. I entertain online for years, but there's nothing like actual feedback and being in front of an audience.
Do people call you that?
I mean, at this point,
it's over, right?
Yeah, it does call me
over.
Akademiks.
You need to talk. Come on. You need to change the name like Lotto.
For real. Hey, well, here's another thing, but I think you know that there's an actual jeans company called Akademiks.
Akademiks, yeah.
Man, I want to get sued by them.
We old, Joe.
The fact that I don't think you know that, like, that was our shit.
Well, that was popular?
I was in the commercial.
How old are you in the commercial?
Yes.
So I kind of felt rumblings like they might try to, like, you kind of stepping on our brands. That's why I kept the DJ on it, honestly. Like, because after a while, I would just rather just be known as Akademiks. Like, now, I just rather be known as Akademiks. But they were kind of around. I think that, I don't want to put no more batter in their back. I think they kind of folded up now.
Yeah.
I think they kind of chilled.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now people associating Akademiks with me is fine. But I wasn't like hell bent on keep the DJ. It was just like a distinguishing identifier between me and that brand. Because I remember even when I went through trademarking with the lawyer, I was just trying to make sure we not fucking with their shit. I don't want to get into that. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. But anyway.
So the two niggas get at you.
Yeah. Well, it's not two niggas. I think, so the live show is what it is, right? But I think there was the dude comes on the podcast to have a conversation about content. And I felt the conversation was very
you don't even say his name.
low. I really don't know his name. It's like Fogo de Chao or some shit like that. I don't know the nigga name. So it's like, it was a low level conversation. Wait, what? That's the nigga's name. I swear.
The nigga name is Loon, man.
Nigga, when I type it in,
the loon I know is
Nah,
like
my man,
Harlem
nigga,
World.
no. When I type the shit in,
Like Bad Boy.
When I had to go find his Instagram, it says faux something something then loon.
Yeah, that's the name. Yeah,
That's
got
their
you.
man.
Oh, that's your man?
That's their man.
Who man?
Both of them.
All right, who is this thing? Y'all gotta put me on
That
game.
nigga threatened me. Stop. Why that nigga threatened
I'm
me?
here.
Told me that he
I'm-
gonna-
I'm-
Stop playing.
When it comes to my people,
He's
I'm
your
gonna try
man?
to get some
and I
lies
showed
off.
you the DM. Stop playing. What you mean? No, that's not my man.
He cool with me.
Yeah, it's Ish. He cool with Ish.
Oh, you shoot? He's a shooter.
What's a shooter?
He's
Nah,
a
he
shooter,
ain't
man.
nobody shooter, but he
What you mean he a shooter?
Hey, don't
He's
come.
your shooter.
Hey, don't come Vlad.
Oh, nah, he not my shooter. No.
Oh, that type of shit. That type of
Listen,
shit.
when
Okay.
I came on a podcast, he used to be bigging me up. Like, yo, I fuck with your perspective. I like you. You sound like me. I share in your
Intellect, right?
in your assessment of topics. So
Like how you conclude.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, all this kind of come back to Joe. This is Joe's fault.
Yeah,
I swear.
I told you that. It is your fault.
I swear. I'm gonna tell you why.
It's your fault,
I'm
nigga.
so sick of this lie.
Tell us dumb niggas.
I'm
it's
so
your fault.
sick of
I'm gonna
this
tell you why it's your
lie.
fault. I'm gonna
Wow.
tell you why it's your fault. So I don't think it's that thing about, oh, did you tag me on the gram for the thing? I don't think that's why he got so much energy for me. I think the reason why he got so much energy for me is because of your previous co-host. Because I think he did like some, I don't know if he followed him or whatever the case is, but I had to do some research. Most of the times that when he was speaking on me, derived of his analysis of how I reacted to your former co-host. You know what I mean?
He want acknowledgement from Joe. That's it.
That's it?
He wants acknowledgement. He wants Joe to
Why you
acknowledge
ain't signing
him.
then, nigga?
He wrote me a whole message that you had your own platform. You went to Joe. I know about you. I told him suck my dick. He said he gonna spit in my face. Word his kids. I told him where to meet me at. Period.
You're lying.
I sent it to him. He took some of it back. I said I don't want to talk about nothing online. He put me in the stories. I'm not acknowledging it. When you see me, because you used to be on my platform and you donated to me. He used to donate to me, and I appreciate it. He was a good donator, and I liked him.
Well, he used to just watch you like, don't.
He used to watch and donate. He support. He used to give me advice.
I don't think it's that, yo.
He watch-
For me speaking to him.
Hold on.
I mean, not you.
Hold on,
No,
hold on.
You right in some of what you're saying.
Yeah, he wants Joe. He wants.
I think it's that if think about this in any industry,
Yeah.
it don't matter if it's real estate, it could be finance, it could be whatever. It's certain people that are trailblazers in that industry. So if Parks was a builder, right, and Parks built condominiums or Parks built skyscrapers, and I'm an up and coming contractor, and I think that Parks is representative of our demo, I would look to Parks potentially for information so I can learn how to become as big as you are. I want to build skyscrapers too. I want to be a developer too, right? And so I think in hip hop, we push this black narrative like we all for a collective. And then if I come to you now and I say, yo, how do I do this? Or I'm looking to you for information on how to get to where you are potentially and grow my brand and grow my business. And it seems like you shut the door in my face. It builds a level of resentment. there.
Understood.
What'd you do then?
But hold on real quick. But why would he have to do that? Here's the problem with him. The problem with him is that even up here when we talked about him, I showed him love. I said, he's cool, he's a nice guy before he flipped on me because I said niggas go through other niggas to get attention from other niggas. That's just life. You're gonna big up Ish. Ish came in here and bigging you up. So now Ish is bigging you, not unbeknownst to nigga. We not dumb. He's bigging you up and bringing attention to his man. And all we gonna do is like, oh, I know him. I know the nigga. He donated and he used to be over here. It's just saying positive things because the nigga, I like the nigga work.
I don't know why y'all start arguing. Why y'all start arguing?
Because I said that niggas used you or other niggas to get attention. That's
I remember that combo. That's
but it
this
wasn't.
before
But
you
it
started
wasn't
with me?
Oh no, but it wasn't.
This
It
is
wasn't.
before you.
It wasn't even about him. It wasn't about him.
Yeah, it was a general
It
conversation.
was a general conversation. So when he wrote me, I was surprised. So now I said, all right, suck my dick now. And now you're going to suck my dick and now you got to see me. It's
not the
so
best
no, suck my
problem
dick.
solving.
Suck my dick. Hey, me, Cammy, suck my dick.
he's still mad
I'm
about
not with none of that shit. Suck my dick. And it was a disrespectful. He put it on his kids. He gonna spit on me and all that shit. He's disrespectful. I like him. I still like him because he's entertaining and he was supporting me. Nigga, I learned from Star, nigga. Y'all know that. Star, my man, my mentor. Capitalism. He supported. Thank you. But you talk crazy now because I wasn't even talking about you. That's the problem with these niggas. They become so overzealous. They're so mad at this. Sorry, pardon me, put my hand in your face. They're so overzealous and so mad at this nigga that if you say anything remotely, if they shoe fit a little bit, he can jump out the window. Because off camera, I bigged him up. I agreed with Ish. Yeah, that nigga, yeah, he's a supporter. He don't want to say your name, nigga. That's it. He don't like you niggas.
No.
Why don't you show him some attention?
Exactly.
Say his name.
Say his name.
I don't operate
Say his
like
name.
that. You know I don't operate like
Say
Yo,
his
chill out,
name,
yo. Stop
bro.
being
Say his name. Say his name.
that. I don't operate like that.
Say his name.
See, this you trying
Say,
to little bro.
look,
You trying to little bro his man's right now.
And even with y'all focusing on him, I won't be fooled by the pawn on the board.
That's what you said that, yeah.
That's good. You're right about that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mousetrap.
I don't know, homeboy. Hey, do what you're doing. I'm not promoting it, but that ain't my, y'all know me, that ain't my focus. My focus is on people in this content space, and this whole thing will be about content space, by the way. So you can't 15-second fast forward your way out of this one. You can just X out. In content space, you just know how to, if you do it long enough, you know how to just tell certain things. You know how to tell. That's why I turn up the way I do. Because I could tell when I seen a few of you niggas have had backdoor conversations that involve my name. It is like painfully obvious. So when I saw this clip, I could tell that there were backdoor conversations being had about not just myself, but you. So you've heard these thoughts. You have filtered the thoughts from this person. And you thought they were compelling either which way enough to bring that on the big stage. And he's such a doofy little awkward radio weird nigga that he starts looking doofy and weird and awkward. All right, let her rip. It's literally how it started. Hey man, all right, we here now. What you got to say? Let's shake it up. That's literally how it starts. What do you think? The audience, you could piss on them and tell them it's raining? That means you've heard something, and let's just get right to the meat and potatoes.
I thought it was, at first I thought it was just a lowbrow tactic of, you see me, I'm the person who bite on everything. Like I'm the person, you probably have more of an issue with your former co-host. I talked about him for 5 months straight. You get what I mean? So it's easy to kind of bait me into a, it's probably a year. Still going.
A couple years.
But I do know people at times to say, well, Ak will do the promo for us. Nobody knows this guy, but he has a serious gripe with him. Ak is gonna do the back and forth that if this podcast alone can't get you to say, who is he? By the time Ak's done going on these rants,
You'll be a name. You'll be a name.
True. That's right.
you'll be, and I thought about it and I'm like, you can't just announce the play. Like you gotta at least slide it in there. And that's why, I did speak about it because, I always tell you, like, if something's on my mind, I always got to get to it. It's this thing that I do in broadcasting is the best therapy for me, just like probably all of you guys in here. So I'm always going to, I got to get off my mind. But it looked a little odd. It was just like, if this guy who really doesn't deserve any of the platforms you're putting him on, Breakfast Club, Brilliant Idiots, if this is his runway to try to get him popping, knowing that this is what his thing is gonna be,
Why would you allow it?
why would you fill up the plane? You get what I mean?
And when you say that, and when I notice that, my first thought is, well, how does that make you feel? Because we're humans. If you did that, I would be tight about it. When you was on with fucking Troy Ave and he was talking that shit, you my man, you getting the content. So I just called and said, yo, hang up on that nigga, I'll jump on. Bigger draw. Muscle him out of there.
You did muscle that nigga out of there.
Yeah.
That's right with you.
Hey, and the viewers shot up, right? Hey, drop that zero. Get with this zero. But if you did, like, outside of that, if that happened, if you brought somebody up there to kick my back in like that, nigga, me and you got an issue. Now, as my man, we got to have a private talk. Yo, what are you doing? Help me see the play. Is this just like COE?
Is this content?
COE.
Because yeah, but COE.
Y'all niggas buy into that. I'm not buying into that.
What's COE?
If
Content over everything.
It's
Content
not
over
though.
everything.
If you're my friend, we both up. We both up. You don't need the money.
You don't- yep.
Academics got some money. Homeboy got some money. So if you bought a nigga up there, and this ain't nothing against nobody, I'm saying that if you bought a nigga up there that you know their purpose of coming on your show is to belittle me or berate me, and you allow them to do that, then are we really cool or are we really friends?
Before you continue, I want y'all two to know or keep
Because
in mind,
there's friendship
our
in this
versions
stuff.
of COE is different though.
Because there's some
Mine,
friendships
but-
in this
Yeah,
stuff, and
absolutely.
y'all kind of always make it be like, yo, it's business, it's business. It's not just business. There's friendships here, and there are personal relationships here.
I agree.
And those personal relationships should stand for something and should carry a weight.
So can I? I'll
This
tell you-
nigga big
Or we
Charlamagne
not
up
friends.
Austin.
Or we not friends, yo.
I'll tell you this. So there was confusion. I think I told. It's a little confusion, and again, obviously I'm not dumb, but there's confusion because, again, like passively co-signing or not even giving a retort.
I wasn't passing. That nigga was sitting there.
Okay, but,
Don't try to.
No,
it ain't passing.
but hear what I'm saying. This is somebody who I talk to a lot. You know what I mean? This is somebody who I've talked to when I felt I've been doing bad and when I've been doing good. And their opinions don't match that guy, or they never told me those opinions match that guy.
Match the guy that you saw on the
Yes.
camera.
So it's just well, match
The guy that would co-sign that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So I was like, that's a little, and then I'm thinking maybe it's just the content. He's like, let me get his shit off, in a way, right? But then I'm like, it didn't feel good when even I have tremendous respect for both him, Charlamagne and Schultz, but Schultz was like, wait, hold on now, wait, you know what I mean? Because I think Schultz could more identify with just even the opposite of what he's saying as like,
I
he's saying bullshit.
really liked Schultz in that moment. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
But to this day, I don't know what that was. I don't know what it was.
Well, you didn't answer my question. How did it make you feel? Both professionally and personally.
Nah, I felt a little snaky, I'm gonna be honest.
It felt snaky, but how did you feel? Were you upset? Were you bothered?
Got to process this.
No, it's not process. Man, I think at the point I am now is like, but I'm starting to get jaded to shit in the sense of,
Got it.
Of course, I still, like you, even now, I'm still gonna give everybody a credit, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like, now it's more of a, and I've told him this directly. I'm like, listen, sometimes even these back and forth, it fuels me because I use everything as a chip on my shoulder. I need chips on my shoulder because, after a certain point, it's like, all right, why are you still, I can imagine even Tiger Woods right now, like, yo, he's one of the most decorated golfers. Like, he fucks up once, he's like, I'm going home, man. I don't got to do this. So like, I always need these things to fuel me. So I had a conversation with him the week before, and he was talking about the show, and he was talking about, I think,
who?
With Schultz, just him and Schultz.
Got it.
And he said, so I told Charlamagne on the phone, but I was, because he hit me, and he said, yo, I see people on Reddit trying to say I dissed you. I didn't. And I said, I forgot where I was coming from, but I was like, I ain't even watched the episode yet, but I watched it and I said, listen, I think, like, not because you're my friend, you're supposed to dick around me. If I do some dumb shit, you might be like, yo, act my man, but yo, he's tweaking right now. He's tripping, he's wilding. So they were having a conversation about, does this internet space and whatever people have built up really translate? I think that's a very valid conversation. And I don't mind being the fodder or the example of that. That felt like it was in good faith. You get what I mean? Like, yeah, this my man's look like he might have tripped and fell, but look like, let's talk about why this happened, whatever. The other shit just kind of looked like, you have one nigga just sitting on the podcast basically saying, I don't respect him. He's not making content. We don't think he's worth anything. And you're kind of like, well, people like him.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? I didn't see it.
No, 100%.
I didn't see it.
It was more of a, and it's like, if somebody's saying the worst about you, at least I would expect
some pushback or something.
Yeah, so
It was 2 episodes, right?
Well, there's another. I've yet to watch that one,
Okay.
which I guess that's the dude's own podcast. So he came to Brilliant Idiots,
He did this shit.
and then
They did a swap.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then even this morning, that's why I mentioned it today. I was like, yo, my man Joe hit me. I told Joe, I pick the date. I'm gonna give you the whole day. We can do whatever. And I was on live stream today, and I mentioned it because I'm like, maybe sometimes because there is a sense of like blinders because I look up to somebody or I've had admiration, that I'm ignoring the very clear, obvious signs. For example,
Yep.
I'm like, yo, I've had my podcast since 2021 with Spotify, September 2021. And I said, I've been asking, hey, I need you to come on. Schultz did mine, I did his. When the whole thing happened with the Dusty and broke shit, whatever, you hit me, yo, you want to come with the Breakfast Club? Yo, tell me the day I'm there. I'm there. That's how I treat people I fuck with.
You?
No, Charlamagne.
Charlamagne.
I'm there.
So when the story was hot,
I'm there. Now, and I even extended to it. I don't like, again, this isn't, I was just talking about reciprocity in
I
a
was
sense.
just about to say, so no reciprocity.
Yeah, well, shit, I even said it with Gillian Wallen. Those my mans too. Okay. But I said, yo, Wack hit me one day, like, yo, I never talked to Gillian in my life before then. He says, yo, we need your $1 million worth of game. I said, all right, okay, just connect me. I'll make it. Just off Wack saying it's cool, let's do it. I met him, by the way, great guys. I said, come to my studio, we do it instantly. Now I'm like, yo, hey, y'all want to do my podcast?
Yeah.
I'm going to get you after this day. Nah, after this day, I'm going to get you. Nah, after like 4 or 5 times, you're like, all right, I feel like a hoe that's getting curved type shit. You know what I mean? It's all good. But it's the same thing with Charlamagne. So I'm like, damn. So I was a little shocked when I seen Charlamagne.
It's the same, but it's different relationship equity.
Yeah. But when I see you, I keep saying passively co-signing nigga. He's on Brilliant Idiots. You're on Hit Podcast trying to launch him. Yet I've been asking you for like damn near 2 years to be on mine. When if you say something, I'm dropping everything and running. Mm-hmm. You tell me, hey, come over here. What do you need? Then I feel like I might be a little bit, caught up in the allure of looking up to and putting you on a pedestal, while it might not be reciprocated as such. And I've always said any friendship or any relationship where it's not reciprocated in respect or loyalty is not one worth having. So those put me in a place of, let me just kind of look to see if this is really what's going on. So, honestly, I think even now, this is the most critical I've pretty much ever been publicly about these situations.
It's true.
And I don't think it's really me tripping, too. You know what I mean? I think it's just me saying, listen, I want some clarity. If we just in this shit and niggas doing whatever they're doing, cool.
You know what else happens though? Sometimes I'm not speaking for him. I don't know him. When you're on this level and he's on this level, we can have one relationship. But now that you kind of, like you said, eye level, it ain't that no more.
Yeah,
now you almost like
go
you almost like a
to
threat
24.
now. You almost like a threat now.
It's different.
It changes
It's not that
things.
young pup learning the ropes in the league.
You on
It's
his
the nigga
ass,
that
man.
think
That's
he a
what it
little.
is. Pause.
Well,
And that's at what point does someone, not even you, but when is it appropriate for someone to take those blinders off?
Well, I disagree with that though. I
think
even told you.
once you get ignored, trying to.
No, I've told him though. I told you on the phone.
What?
Well, I feel like no matter how much y'all might think like I'm elevating, I've elevated him even more. You see with all our conversations when we talk about him. Shit, I'm telling you, he's the greatest nigga I've seen touch the mic. Pause.
I know you be saying
but
that to me.
that could be
While
you.
I'm saying it.
You my man,
But look, that could be you. You know what I'm saying? You might hold a person in that regard, and they might be looking at you like this, like Park said, yo, he's on my ass. At that point, you are a threat now.
Well, if you look at how I even talked about the list, right? That list really, if you look at the part where I spoke about that, like, I have so much tremendous respect for everybody who's doing it. I'm like, yo, like, I'm just glad to be mentioned. I'm like, I don't even like talking about me being second, especially when I talked about that list like I was almost damn near third. Or shit, should be even below some of these other guys on there.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I mean? And
I talked about it like it was what the fuck it was, nigga. Number one. The fuck is you niggas talking about? What y'all thought? What y'all talked about it like, I mean?
Which again, but in reality, I'm hoping, and again, this is just me thinking on the best of scenarios, that Because I feel like everybody's energy changed once that little list that supposedly shouldn't really matter kind of came out.
You telling me? I agree. A lot of energy.
You saw it. You saw the tweets. You saw
Lot
the
of energy.
podcast.
You
You
saw
saw the interviews.
Everything.
You saw the
Everything.
jabs here
a lot
and
of
there.
people. It was
People you would at least
You saw
expect
it.
it from. You saw it.
Word.
It was deafening. They just had to go about it a certain way because you niggas fucking know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, so I mean, and
Let me stop playing.
but that's pretty much how I took it, and that's how I
Did you
left it.
speak to him after?
I mean, like after this, I did a live stream this morning, got a few things on my chest. My phone been blowing up. Everybody's like, yo, dates coming in. They're like, yo, let's do next week. Things are happening now.
So things
But,
changed.
Now they
Things
want
are
to
changing,
make the
man.
swap happen back.
yeah.
Now they wanna trade back.
Hey,
Better friend to have than enemy.
I try.
And
listen,
not just that, I mean, you doing that lot. Now, again, I can't speak for nobody, but I could see why it's a hot topic right now. So, now it benefits. Let's take, it's opportunistic.
That's what I don't like.
Let's take advantage of it now because you went and made it hot. Yeah, let's, all right, cool, let's do it now.
How y'all niggas navigate this space
I don't-
and refer to people as friends, and y'all refer to these niggas as y'all do. Yeah.
Nigga, I got
Like,
disgusting, yo.
yeah,
I got
yo.
blocked by my friends because of this.
Shit is
space.
icky, yo. Like,
This shit's crazy, man. These niggas take shit personal, but you know how it go, man.
some shit be personal.
They do.
Ish, I agree with you though.
Some shit be personal.
I think this whole industry, it's a interesting song and dance that you got to figure out who's.
Yes, you're right.
How much? Sometimes y'all friends, sometimes y'all not friends, sometimes y'all just associates.
It's 1 to 10.
And then sometimes you're just not beneficial, which means you're no longer in the picture.
I was
period.
just looking for a clip. I just saw it this morning, and it was a pastor talking, but he like a hood pastor, and he was saying basically, sometimes you hold a person in a high regard, and if they don't reciprocate the same regard, we are kind of prone to cutting them off. Like, I don't fuck with you no more. And he was like, that's wrong. He said, yo, you have them in the wrong place on your priority list or on your wish list, so to speak. You just got to readjust where they are. You might be holding somebody in a 10. They really deserve a 5 on your scale.
With the scale, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or on your love scale, your friendship scale, your whatever scale, they might not be a 10. You holding them at a 10, they just might need to be at a 5.
And they've been-
I'm a cut off king. I cut you smooth off.
And they've been showing you that I belong in a 5,
that's
but you don't want to accept it.
'Cause
I
it's
say all the
Because you
time.
love them and you
it's
hold
a
them at a
respect,
10.
but it's
I
a
say
respect
all
thing.
the time about anybody. I say the best thing about any type of relationship is a person showing me who they really are. Because
say-
now I
But
know
it's
how
it's
to
also
place
a
you in
get
what
to
box.
it. It's also a get to it thing because you get to it. So when an opportunity comes up, I'm gonna go over here and get to it.
I mean, I think when you try to navigate in this media space and people you look up to, right? You and they give you credit and they say that they see what you're doing and you're able to have that rapport. Sometimes you don't see the shit that they're doing or how they may feel. You don't. A lot of times it happens with me, and you don't want to see it. You just become blind to it. Period. You don't like it's my man. I respect him. I understand this. You start making excuses for them.
Again, you don't want to
Yeah,
accept.
you don't want to accept it.
They showing you who
what
they
I mean?
really are.
And then somebody else may come like, hold on, this shit look like this. Nigga like Joe may say, hold on, nigga, hold on, take this shades off, nigga, look.
I'm shutting up because I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth during this whole respect conversation.
Nah, it's a nigga, and what I see,
You don't want to see it.
Respect is fleeting.
yeah, what I see is the man. Like,
That
dudes
shit come and
is
go.
cool with you as long as you my man. When you my little man, you here, you under my shoulder. I'm gonna help you. Like, if I got 100 million and you got 12 million, I'm giving you all the information. I'm helping you. Whatever you need, my resources are at your disposal.
Nah,
All right,
he
so
still
now-
does that though. He still does.
I
that.
didn't say, I'm not even talking about him. I'm saying in life. But when you get to about
90.
Who still does what?
68 million,
Does what?
the
And now you wanna-
resources slow up. The resources
He
gonna
gives
slow
me.
up. Not him.
He gives me knowledge about.
I'm not talking about him. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
no,
in
he was
the
asking.
space.
Nah, he gives me information. Listen, I always say this. My downfall, if it ain't the Henny, is going to be most likely being either too loyal that you can't see certain shit.
True.
That's a fact.
Like, again, it's one of those things where, like, I think because he was the first nigga in the industry that really, like, was like, yo, come up here and, like, let's do some content together. There's almost nothing he could do that I won't see the best of it. In all honesty, I'm just telling you.
That's a Caribbean thing. We Jamaican. We like we loyal.
true.
Like that's a Caribbean thing.
So like,
Caribbean
even though you looking at it, you're like, yo, act, yo,
No,
come
I
on.
understand this because I pretended to be that way throughout the whole time.
What?
I like this thing.
I understand exactly what he's saying because there was points in the relationship in business. I keep telling Ish that entertainment is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
where you have to just play a certain way as you just store it.
Got it. Compartmentalize it.
What if in the beginning it was, I see something in this. I see where he could go. This is a good ally to have. Let me get in early. That could, like, you might look at it as one way. What if that was the basis of the I'm just giving an example. That happens.
You have to stay here. You have to get into this. I was going to ask you, at what point do you assess this situation and throw your talent in as a variable? Like, when does that happen? Say, when do you get flattered by, hey, A, B, C, and D is happening, and safe to assume some of it is happening because I'm on my shit out here. I'm not even playing.
That's what I'm saying.
And behaviors are starting to change. Tendencies are starting to change. How people treat and receive me is going differently now. So my question to you is, hearing everything that you've said and how you have assessed this situation, and you said the calls came and niggas was trying to get it right, do you continue to show up in the same capacity that you did before?
It's gonna sound stupid, but yeah. I'm telling you that it's you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you take little tidbits and nuggets of information. You're like, okay, let me kind of maybe lower my expectation or lower the same type of. But with me, I'm always gonna be the same person with you constantly. Like, if you call me 15 years from now, and say, yo, act, I need you in Hollywood, blah blah, it's gonna happen.
Okay, as you continue to show up in the same capacity.
Yeah.
You feel as good about it as you did prior to?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because of course you start realizing, you're like, damn, we're not being reciprocal.
This is when a therapist says to not abuse yourself.
No, not just that. He's saying that now. When you start getting fucked a couple more goals, you start to reassess that and be like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, like, put like this. It was a noticeable point that I mentioned online now because I'm like, damn, man, I've been trying to get him on my pod for 2 years. This hater who's talking shit about me.
Got right on.
Right there. And you on his shit, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, damn, at this point, I don't even know what I can do.
So why offer yourself that way? Seriously, I'm asking.
It could be.
I'm trying not to ask certain things because it's going to seem like hate, but I'm not hating. I'm going to want to know.
Let me ask you a question. Why don't you see that maybe if people are aligned with you, somebody can get shunned as well? Like, I'm not saying it's your fault, but if a nigga say, I stand with Joe, it's my man, I'm cool with you too, but I stand with this nigga.
You don't think I know that?
I'm saying, but why you not saying, not tell you what to say, I'm just saying, like, why do you, I know you know that, but can you voice it? Because you just like, you asking questions, but a lot of niggas cut niggas off because of you, bro. Niggas will treat niggas, if a nigga stand by.
See how I was relevant in this shit.
You see, that's the angle you go in, and when you go that angle, and when you say that,
I'm not going that angle.
To your point is right. How are you relevant? But it all falls back to the nigga that's considered the number one, the nigga that was down, that came up out of the dirt like the fucking Undertaker, nnigga.
My point was
anybody
about
stand with you?
Abusing yourself and showing up in the best capacity for yourself to protect against feeling certain things. Because you could say this shit from this white couch.
True.
But when you get there and now those feelings settle in.
Well, I'm not one of them. There's certain type of people, I think you see online a lot of people, they'll be like, I mean, I think you just said it. Like, everybody be like, my cutoff game is crazy. Like, yo, I just like say, forget.
Yeah,
me,
that's toxic for him too.
Like, for me, I'm like, if we cool, I'm going to try to figure out every type of way how to make sure if I really thought we were cool.
Sure.
So like for me, if we strangers, we could go at it all day. I'll give you an example, right? Like, NBA Youngboy, right? That's the guy who, and I know people look at this and be like, yo, man, you probably think you have these relationships with rappers, but this is a guy who I've spoken to, like, I won't say nightly, but like super frequently, off the record, giving them advice, just been there as a friend. Hey, could you fly over here and do this? Drop of a dime. That's how I treat friends. When somebody says do this, I'm in the middle of something. Yo, you got to be in Miami tomorrow. I'm in Miami I'm just here. Waiting days. You my man, so you're my man. So when me and him had a problem, or actually I didn't know we had a problem, I said something that he didn't like. When he didn't pick up the phone to call and he just went online with it, I didn't react the way I reacted to everybody else. People call me out for that. Like, you're not dealing with him like how you deal with him. This is somebody I called a friend.
I love him.
So I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm a little confused too. It's different.
Relationship equity is there. It's supposed to be.
I'm looking at it a little different. You get what I mean?
I'm not
So
gonna
it's
react to my friend the way I'm gonna react to one of you niggas.
But I'm the person who, because of that friendship, even if we no longer stay friends, I can't move a certain type
Still
of
have
way.
grace.
Yeah, I gotta be like, you're not gonna see one of those.
It's love there. That's
You know what I
love
mean?
though. That's love.
No, of course.
Love don't just. Well, for me, I can't speak for you, but love don't allow me to do certain shit to niggas that I love or once loved. I'm not moving like I would with a stranger.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
No, of course.
That's love and grace.
Of course. So that's just how I take it. So like, despite whatever, you know what I mean? Like today was the vetting process for me. I got it off my chest. I'm cool. And I'm pretty sure, we'll see how everything goes.
This shit smoking mirrors.
I got a
bro.
question.
Yo,
Stop playing, man.
It's you behind. You don't get it.
I got a
turn up
question
on
for
you,
you.
Joe.
I got a question
After
for
you, I'm
y'all.
about to turn up on Joe.
Wait, why do you think he behind it?
I'm turning up.
I got a question for y'all.
They blame me for everything.
It is. You know this shit, bro.
Yo, why can't it be? Let's use rap as an analogy. When you start rapping and you get a buzz, now I'm gonna shoot at the Jay-Z's. I'm gonna shoot at the Eminems. I'm gonna shoot at the people that are at the pinnacle. Why can't it just be that? 50 Cent did it.
Yeah, he's different.
You get what I'm saying? 50 was coming up, I'm shooting at all these niggas. Everybody that's at the top, I'm coming for y'all spot, I'm shooting at y'all. Why can't we look at that in the same light? Y'all at the top of this particular field, right? Urban black podcasting, y'all at the top. Why can't I'm coming for y'all crown? So now I'm shooting at y'all in hopes that y'all do shoot back. That's gonna get me some notoriety and get me some relevance and say that I'm really here because I took on the behemoth of this industry. Why can't it be that?
It can be that.
Okay.
But it can be something else too.
True.
So that's on you.
Or you gotta take what
that's
comes
on
with that,
you.
too.
That's taking the risk
True.
of saying,
True.
"Yo, I'm cursing out 50 Cent on my way up.
True.
He's the popping nigga."
True.
50 could look at it that way, or he could not.
There's a lot of people that didn't like that 50 shit, by the way.
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
A lot of people,
That's true.
didn't like it, but he stood on it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love media sparring. Like, shit, like, I got my start kind of like, oh, shit, they're trying to beef or compete in New York for who got the best. I like that type of shit. But we can't be like, oh, we're cool, and then we doing that.
See,
You know
my
what I mean?
thing
So if everybody's strangers, I start shooting shots tomorrow. If we just acting like, hey, we all just vying and competing for number one, there is, you know what I mean? We can keep it respectful, but, you know what I mean? Just don't rob me to sleep type shit. Don't be like, oh, nah, blah, blah, and then say the opposite or co-sign that.
Or if we cool, like you said, and my man is over here, that's what he doing. He's shooting at everybody at the top. I'm not gonna put the light on you and allow you to use me to shoot at my man.
I'm not gonna load up your gun again.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If this is if you my man's and Parks is up and coming, I'm not gonna say, all right, come on, Parks, get it off
Yeah,
over
it's
here.
the up and coming part that loses.
In that
Like if
instance-
Ack need to kick my back in for a month because he need the money to shoot up, and he called me and say that, hey nigga, go ahead, I understand the game. But that don't mean you could go have your little cousin sit down and kick my back. No, dog.
No.
I'm complicit in it. It's all smoke and mirrors, though.
It is all smoke and mirrors. I don't get why.
But it's two ways I look at it, though. I look at it one way where it's like, nigga ego is big and say, I can make another nigga, or I can help somebody else that is not on the level, but, like, I could mold them a certain way. You know what I mean? Niggas like him, they paying attention, doing interviews, I can mold them a certain way. Whereas when Ack came up, and Ack is now at the level, I can't really have that much influence. That's one way I look at it. My influence may not be as powerful as it was before. Or, no disrespect, I'm not saying this, but middlemen never win. And when I say that is that I really look at that people be having a problem when niggas don't stand with them. Like a middleman really never win. And I'm learning that up to this day. Niggas be wanting you to stand with them, rain, sleet, or snow. You're not like that though. So you talk shit, but you really don't give a fuck. You make a little joke like, that's your man, I see you, gotta do your thing. I don't know where that came from. I like that about you, but other niggas is not like that. If you stand with a nigga, that's why I give you the respect, because you my man. Because you say shit that get on my nerve, but you really don't hold it against me. That's your man? All right, we arguing, that's my man. All right, nigga. You don't hold it against, it's COE with me and you. But a lot of niggas is not like that. A lot of niggas want you to stand with them, nigga, ride with them, and build this whole thing. I want you to promote my shit, I want you to be with me.
I learned that early from the music business. Like, because the DJ played your record when you gave it to him didn't mean the DJ was going to play your second record.
That's a fact. Talk about it.
So then I would use the nigga to get emotional and in your feelings. Like, yo, I thought you was my man. Well, that don't mean that person don't have a job to do. That don't mean that they even thought about you. Like, it ain't about you. It ain't about you right now. You better quickly learn to separate what is professional from what is not. And to prevent that, I just never tried to be Mr. Promotion Man to my people on the radio. Angie used to crack on me, yo, you got an album coming, nobody knew. Yeah, because I'm not telling y'all. I don't want to set myself up to feel like what I know you felt like watching that duck-ass interview. Like, I don't want to ever feel like that. Because feeling like that is what's going to make me react and respond and think a certain way and get to, I want to be insulated properly. I want to be protected properly. In this content space, with all of these new words y'all make up, like trolling and, the blogs, with everybody having a different agenda, I feel like content creators need to find something or someone that they can bet on, that they can rely on, like the sun coming up in the morning, right? Like when I wake up, I don't have to speak to you for months. I could bet that when my name comes up over there, I'm going to be handled a certain way because Ak is there. I'm not thinking about that, and I'm certainly not checking your fucking content to see, but I trust that can happen. Same with these guys, the people, I want to be able to bet on that. And if I can't bet on that, then the simulation it's got a quirk in it.
So I think when it comes to me and Charmin, is the problem is, well, we see it everywhere. So I think it's a natural thing. It's the reason why when you put someone up in a level where you're like, you look up to them, eventually it's gonna get like that. I mean, look at.
And I'm not talking about y'all two no more.
No, yeah, but it's a microcosm of a bigger thing. Like
for me, when it comes to that topic, you sound like when we first met, and you used to believe what the artist would say. That sound delusional. That's how you sound to me.
Still,
when it comes to this,
his loyalty is
just a little inexperience. Like when we was talking like that back in the day.
Yeah,
you sounded nuts to me, but I know he don't have this artist to artist experience where he know these niggas is lying on that. So he used to believe it. Oh, such and such said on Instagram that. It's like, wait, and you rock with that? That's how you sound in this moment here. So you gotta continue to see on your own. But I do want you to look out for it. Yeah, I do want you to look out for it now.
What were you about to say?
No, I was saying like, look at the comments of like Kobe grew up looking up to Michael Jordan. The more Kobe became who he was, those comments from Mike got a little bit, you know what I mean? And I just think that's just the natural part of when you put someone kind of almost damn near on the pedestal in terms of how you look up to them from whatever angle, especially in the industry, it's going to get like that because by nature you're going to be a little bit blinded. So, you disagree?
Take your Kobe and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard Michael Jordan diss Kobe Bryant. I've never heard Michael Jordan. The calls for advice from Kobe might have got less and less and less. Because now the master don't have that really much to teach the student that much no more. You damn near got it. We seen the split screen with Kobe and Mike, and they damn near are fucking looking like synchronized swimmers, right?
Yeah, but we heard Mike at that All-Star game.
Talking to Kobe.
No, talking to the team. And that young boy out there, he gonna shoot it every time they give it to him. Couldn't be me. I wouldn't pass him the ball. But so his respect level grew over
that was young Kobe.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And now as Kobe is ascending, the calls might have changed. But I still love him like that's my little brother. I remember him when he first came into the league, and I told him, yo, I got you off your feet with the pump fake, dummy. I would have put my shoulder in your ribs. You never gonna hear Michael Jordan now start shooting or dissing Kobe Bryant. When they bring up LeBron and Kobe argument, Michael Jordan without a doubt say Kobe. Without a fucking doubt, he always say Kobe.
What I want to highlight in what Ish is saying is, because I thought that was a phenomenal point. Like, yeah, we went from you being young and me not really respecting how you moving out there on the court to me saying that, oh, you really him, and now I'm fucking with you, and now I'm speaking about you different for the rest of life.
You calling me at 3 in the morning to wake me up.
As you ascend, the people that mentor you, you should want them to speak about you differently and endorse the people that speak about you differently. That's how some of these checks get cut. Is somebody that fuck with me going in a room and
you ain't even there.
Yeah, I ain't there at all.
Yeah.
And speaking to somebody in a manner that would make that person be like, oh
shit.
It's not the bigger you get, the more foul we talk to you now. I didn't like a few things. I didn't like after your little Uzi clip went out and they was kicking your back in. The next day, 2 days later, here they go, cutting up the whole audience when they was on. I didn't like that neither. I read the tea leaves, my nigga.
I see.
Now, when you see so you ask yourself, when you start seeing shit like
there
that.
was a way.
I chalk it up as coincidence. I'm going to be honest.
Hold on.
Well, you chalk everything up as coincidence.
I do.
But look,
I know.
Because
the way that y'all mentioned.
I can't see it. Like, I don't even see the angle there. Why? Like, you know.
I'm going to tell you why. We wasn't friends. We were never friends. It looked that way because it was beneficial at the time. We weren't friends.
And I'm not even, again, I'm not talking about
I'm just saying in general.
No more,
I don't know him.
If you want to know why, right? You that dude, digitally and with the young kids. Oh, you had a moment where there was a chink? I was that dude. I may not be feeling like that dude right now. This is a chance for me to show, oh, I'm still him compared to the people that y'all think is him. That's speculative, but I could see that being one reason. All this shit is dog eat dog. I connect that to all of the podcast companies firing everybody and trying to just get from out under contracts and spending money. I think there's we've been talking about this. There's some shit going on behind the scenes. I think it's time for everybody to prove their worth. And I think all the people that work for somebody might have to bust a little move now. For me, this ain't separate from that. But it's fine. My question to you is this, and then I'll toss the flip. Could you today see yourself developing a relationship with dude?
What do you mean?
Not Charlamagne.
Which one?
The dude. I ain't gonna say his name.
The other dude,
The other dude.
No. I mean, why would I? Because I think he's just trying to propel himself by trying to get in a back and forth with me, which, you know.
Propelling himself, which propels his man, which is also your man, who you don't have a beef with because you give him the benefit of the doubt. So
I felt a way about that conversation because, you know, they kind of equated what I did to like nothing.
And
I put 10 years in. I put 10 years in.
But they speak to that. It's poking at the trauma because you come in with people belittling you.
Yeah, so it's 10. I put 10 years in, and I see.
Yeah, you put work.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know he can't be co-signing this nigga saying this shit. Like, he knows. Like,
listen, a lot of niggas that's from outside, right? Like, and I know this is old, but you know the series that you did, a lot of people that was outside, that's in the street, they would have a problem with that, right? And you stood on it and you did it. I think that it was a moment in your life where you just was reporting some shit, and I don't think that how people take it, you meant it like that. But people that's from the streets or outside, and I know like you don't like talking about the street shit, but they feel a way about, you know, the war on Chirac shit and all that shit.
I don't think that's it though.
They use that angle though a lot. I heard that clip. And I heard that clip that he said. I heard that clip. That's the clip I did hear as far as that angle, and I hear it often about you. That, yo, my nigga, you was doing that shit, and you didn't give a fuck about these young niggas out there killing each other. Niggas was dying. That's the angle that was used constantly, right? I don't know if you ever came off and said, I didn't mean to do it, or I don't know what was your response, but I noticed that a lot of times. In retrospect, would you have done it all over again, or would you have done it differently?
Yeah, well, I feel like I answered that a million times.
Yeah,
so
okay.
like for somebody like that, I wouldn't even dignifying with even trying to explain it again.
Okay, so fuck
But
it.
I've been on the phone with the guy next to him, and we talked about this a million times.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So rather than me having to come respond to this little lackey nigga who you got popping shit, you supposed to tell him like, nah, I talked to Ak. I was there when he was going through. I was there when he called me. I called him right after he was on Clubhouse with 50 Chicago niggas navigating the waters. I called him when this
I
happened.
had to talk to these niggas.
Yeah.
So what he was supposed to say something about that. I'm not here to speak to a nigga that. Who is he? Again, my thing is, and you know, this is why I put this perspective out there. Because you got now a nigga trying to create his career, trying to go at me on Charlemagne's network, ignoring the fact that I put 10 years in. Let him do the work. You're not going to get the energy from me. Let him do the work, because I had to go do the work. Whether you want to call it the Warren Shine rack, whatever the case is,
Comes with tough lessons.
and whether you respect it or not, I'm at a level that you are spending your entire, like, if you put me on Saturday Night Live, and this is my big moment. I don't even know if we get viewers like that anymore. Let's say 5 or 10 million people about to view that night. I'm not bringing my petty. I'm about to really promote myself. So he spent that time like arguing about me, and I'm like, I was just thinking about angles. I'm like, is Charlamagne thinking this nigga like the new tax tone or something? Like, nah, it can't be. This nigga's like ass. So I'm like, all right, that's not it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
That's not nice. Come on, man. Call nigga ass, man.
no. Well, I say
Could be business.
No. I say that because
Could be
with all
business,
due
dog.
respect to even
Anybody
tax
can talk
tone.
about me like that publicly, you ass nigga. For
No,
the rest of
no,
life.
No, but I'm saying
For
it
the
could
rest
be
of life,
it could be
you ass.
business as I might have signed this dude. I'm trying to big him up. I'm trying to
Why
put
I keep
into
comparing?
him and launch his career because I'm going to benefit off of
Why
that.
do you keep saying looking for the new? I don't understand the tax comparison.
I'll okay.
How tax talking, how that nigga talking is two different ways.
You're right, but what tax was when he came in the game was like a street authoritarian
Okay.
about this is what the streets are saying.
Does
get what I
he
mean?
come? And
Yes. You got a nigga on there talking about, yeah, man, I don't know if me and I could be in a room. I'm like, nigga, I ain't trying to be in no room with you. I don't even know why you talking like that.
I never.
No, but to him, yes.
That's not true.
I'm saying
That's
to
not
you.
true.
Wait, you think?
Which one?
It has some similarities.
Wait, him?
It does.
I mean, he gets away when he speaks
part
on
that
this
I'm saying is
podcast.
different.
He seemed like he gets away from all that. Tax was embracing it when I heard
not
tax.
What I'm saying is this. I'm not speaking about that, and I don't.
That
like
nigga
to
told me
speak
a
to his
street
business.
general. That's what he said on the podcast. He a street
What I'm
general.
saying is,
Okay.
when
Like,
tax
come on.
got hot,
I don't know.
the streets were saying, "Hey, this is hot. We're listening to this."
What
I
y'all-
don't see that happening for all.
What y'all,
course
what y'all,
not.
what y'all understand, and then sometimes we get into also is y'all looking at it from a New York lens.
It's not true.
That is true.
YouTube is not New York.
Again, I'm talking about.
You saying he popping?
YouTube is not New York.
I'm talking about you saying what the streets are saying is a New York thing. A lot of times we give a New York point of view and a New York perspective to certain shit. Where he is from or other parts of the Midwest, they might be looking at him like he is the street reporter for their demo.
But
That
we're
is
talking
not
about how you
That is
speak,
not
how
true.
you speaking on the part. I never like when I listen to him. I hear him like tax when tax is speaking to somebody. Sort of devil's advocate jokes and he's asking the questions. He has a more calm and cool demeanor that seems like he's not trying to.
They might not deliver the message.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't compare him to tax.
No, we're not comparing him to tax in terms of like
talking about the
tax had he
Tax
had a
did
great ability.
numbers when he was out, yo.
Yeah, he had a
He
great
did
ability
numbers.
of mastering words and even his demeanor. We're not saying this guy matches that. This nigga's ass. You get what I mean?
Tax
That's
made
not
the
nice.
streets
No, it's
pick
true.
up
He's
a
trash.
phone, a podcast app, go to YouTube. Tax was early in that. All I'm saying is
Streets ain't give a fuck about no podcast.
they not the numbers. They're
Well, I don't
not
know.
showing
They
up
probably
like
listen.
that.
I mean,
I don't see
No,
it.
hold on, but listen. I gotta
And
say
I
this.
study these for a living.
Yeah, you do, but I've heard people give him
And listen,
credit.
kudos to everybody.
Yeah, see, you don't want to do
Kudos
that. I heard people give credit, like, yo, I like the way he talking. I like, the way he word things. Now, when niggas talked about tax, he was rubbing a lot of people the wrong way and the right way. I don't. It was like a bipolar feeling with him.
My thing with some of the shit be
I feel like we speaking about this nigga too. Like, I
Yeah, me too. I agree.
I swear,
I
I'm
agree.
telling you, I clicked on a nigga channel. I seen 500 views, and you're
That's what I'm- yeah.
beef baiting.
Yeah.
If I want to go get 1 million views, I could say, all right, let me pick a nigga to go talk to. I'll go on a 2-hour rant about Charlamagne. That shit's hitting millions.
But don't
Again, when you have a nigga who is now, he's not even, people are not looking at him.
But a lot of
this,
people do
this
that,
is, listen, the reason why I gotta think it's more, it's, you know, niggas knew what they were doing because he interviewed Lil Baby and this is the most attention he's ever gotten. Who's talking about this nigga? His whole runway to his shit was talking about me.
If that's the case,
And I think you threw your name in there too. I clicked it off after.
but if that's the case, then it worked, then right?
Nah, he talked about you too.
Look.
It was this to you. He said something about podcast ads or something like that. That was for you.
Listen,
He didn't say my name.
That's what you won't say his. Say his name, you gonna say your
the
name.
no ad man.
Yeah, nigga.
Destiny
They
Child.
treat my name like the boogeyman.
No ad man.
They ain't saying my name.
let me ask you a question. Just based off of what you just said,
Yeah.
if that's the case, then it worked.
Yeah.
Of course it works.
That's the
But
case.
hold on,
If that's the
hold on.
case,
Shit's
then
a
it's
joke.
genius.
Y'all can edit this whole part
This
out.
nigga's crazy.
That's not crazy.
This nigga's nuts.
How am I crazy? Y'all,
A lot of
y'all
niggas-
niggas about to live the COE. He's saying that by this nigga saying my name, it's the hottest he's ever gotten. Then it fucking worked.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the angle which I've always known it was gonna be though. The people who watch me ain't watching him. Like we just got different audience.
Y'all
No,
about-
hold on. Secondly, so I don't necessarily think it's necessarily trying to get people that watch me. I think always in hip hop, I'm still the person where if you go against, you will have a lot of people who support you because people claim ideologically they stand against what
That is
I'm
true.
for.
That is true.
So that's what he's trying to do.
That's smart.
You get what I mean?
Okay. Well,
That's strategic. Wait. That's strategically smart. That's number one. Now we're gonna break it down, right? Let's get into some.
Now we're gonna break it down.
Let's get into something different. Boom. If I go beef with Akademiks,
Yeah.
one, I'm never gonna face any street repercussions where if I go beef with some of these other people, it's a possibility that something could happen to me outside. Nobody wants that. We pick and choose who we shoot at in all of these media forums. Niggas know don't go shooting at them niggas from Atlanta because they really shoot guns. Niggas know don't go shooting at these niggas from Chicago because they really shoot guns. Niggas not gonna say too much shit about 50 Cent because you might have to see him in the mall. When we go shoot at Akademiks, we know it ain't gonna be no repercussions physically outside. We also know he has a massive following and the likelihood that he gonna shoot back
High.
is probable. Right?
I agree.
So now when Akademiks start shooting at me and we get into an exchange that could go on for 2 or 3 weeks, my numbers are gonna be up and I might get a bigger, broader audience in doing so. That's strategically smart.
But the numbers are not up.
Okay.
The
And
numbers aren't
If
up.
Akademiks starts to
They
shoot
might go
back
up.
at
Hold
me,
up,
my numbers are gonna go up.
hold on. And then I asked you about the proof of concept. Anything I start biting into, I'm running straight to the ground. I don't care what it is. Include the 2 bozos you used to have on your podcast. I had
Yo,
to.
when are you gonna piece that up?
Nigga came to my house. Why? Come on, stop talking. Come on. Let's move fast. What I was trying to say is that, again, if that's there is no proof of concept of saying, yo, you shoot at him. I'll give you an example. There's a rapper named D Savage. He tried to do the same thing. Also, another nigga named Young Bands. When it became trendy to like, yo, let's just shit on Ak. We're the cool rapper. We're gonna shit on Ak. People were like, yeah, he's shitting on Ak. The bigger my platform got, I made it a point. I said, I'm gonna make sure my platform crushes y'all career. Facts. And me, I'm petty. So it went on for years. The boy D Savage, his whole label begging me to stop. Still. Paid me last week.
But that,
stop.
and
I'm
that's
telling you.
what you're
It's facts.
saying is why
So
when you bring
it
up
hasn't
the
worked.
physical part of it, that may be true. But then on the other side, there's people that won't mention Ak or won't run into a beef with Ak because of his relationships, the grip that he has on younger
Relentlessness.
artists and a younger audience. It's a base that is that demo is extremely valuable, and not everyone has a key to that door.
True.
They respect him because of that.
True.
Some of these labels that he consults with, like this Spotify, his business, like you could be.
It could be problems.
It could go different.
Outside
it could
street
go
problems,
different from
it could be real business problems.
And that's what it is.
So what I'm saying to you
But
is, if
I'm acknowledging that.
I know, but this is my response to what you said earlier, because you saying it worked. Okay, it did.
I didn't say
Nobody
it worked.
was saying.
I didn't say it worked.
You said if
I
Ak's
said
smart.
if Ak starts to respond to him, then he's gonna get what he wants.
No, you said because Ak said this is like one of the highest moments, and you said, hey, if that happened, then it worked.
My response is, at what cost? At what cost?
I mean,
did it work?
That remains to be seen. Again, it didn't stop niggas. And the analogy
I'm
that I
not
gave
burning
earlier,
no fucking relationships.
The analogy that I gave earlier.
For a 1 episode high. If I'm burning one of y'all good relationships out there, I need a 20 episode order on that. Seriously.
Well,
I can't come in here for 1 episode, kick my nigga
point.
back in, get all the clips. You monetized it for 1 month.
In hopes that he
For
responds.
1 month.
Hold on,
You saw a spike in 1 month.
You gave it life again because he
Joe's
responds.
point, okay.
You keep going.
To Joe's point, though.
I don't move like that.
To Joe's point, if
You know where I
your
stand on that.
strategy is,
Never say
and that's
that.
what I'm only thinking about strategic. If your strategy is hope act response, you got to understand that the way act's gonna respond, he got to burn down.
I don't even
you
want that
and Black
headache.
Effect.
Yeah.
So I got to give the whole.
If you ever seen him respond, I don't want that headache.
I'm
This
giving
nigga's nuts.
smoke
And
to the whole Black Effect now. So we got to figure it out.
Well, you're not because you pussy, but
No,
you
what?
would.
You crazy as
But
hell.
you would. If you decided it was
If
up,
he
you
signed
would.
there, the whole building got to go.
No, you would.
I still respect my man, but
No, you would.
You can't
I
say
was shooting at your
Then
man
that
while they
wouldn't
were sitting on the
then
couch
that wouldn't
with
be your
you.
man's no more. Yeah, you really.
I was shooting at your mans while they were sitting on the couch, and I kept saying,
Let me ask you
right
a
when I'm about to violate them, I love Joe. Man, I love Joe.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Listen, though. Let me ask you a question. If Joe called you on the phone and said stop, you stop shooting at them.
Before that one incident, nah.
If Joe called you on the phone and said, "Yo, you're costing me money, and you're ruining my show from the inside out," stop. You stop, Act.
We
You
would
stop.
have had a conversation.
I know.
Before it got
and
to that
based
point.
on the love and respect that you have for your man, you stop.
You'll stop. If you
That's what I'm
if you
saying.
Yeah, we would have that conversation like
You should stop. If your man that you love and that you respect and that you revere calls you and say, "Yo, stop. You fucking up my bread, one, and you fucking up my show, which is thereby even fucking up my bread even more. Please stop. I know y'all had whatever y'all had. I'm asking you to do me a favor and stop. You stop."
And by the way, to go to another point too.
Yes or no?
Yeah, yeah. Again, before that point, that nigga.
No, hold on. You dancing.
What?
You gotta answer. Are you gonna stop or not?
You stop.
Now, hell no.
Not now.
I'm talking
No.
about if Joe would have called you back
Early
then.
back then,
Yeah, you would have stopped.
I'd have been like, listen, if me and them niggas could be on the same page, they gonna
Yeah.
keep my fucking name out of their
So
mouth.
nigga
I'll
crazy.
keep their fucking name
There you
out.
go. There you
Of
go.
course. For
Yeah,
sure.
Joe.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Joe.
That's
What
what
you
I'm
just
saying.
say? Could you put your hand up?
That's what I'm saying.
I never had that conversation with him.
We know.
People think you did. People thought you were female info.
I know. Not only did I never have that talk with him, I would never have that talk. I would never have that talk. I look at it this way. When I got a side chick and my girl tells me to call the girl and let her know what time it is, I could make that call. And the girl would stop on the strength of me. But what I gave her versus what I get back is not enough. And I'm not negotiating that.
What you gave who?
I gave this girl, whatever this call is, says, yo, home is peeved. Home got issues over there. It's too much power I'm giving that person.
Got it.
Just for them to say, all right, on the strength of you, I wouldn't do that. What do I get from that? I already know on the strength of me, you wouldn't do that. But now I done gave up game. If I call Ack and say, yo, please stop talking about my co-host. It is causing internal strife.
And they're having a mental breakdown.
And shit is going on over here. He may stop. But now I've let Ack know, and I'm good at knowing who he is.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I've let Ack know that
That's
gang,
like collecting the 5 Infinity Stones.
whatever Ack did, he had to do it guessing.
Yeah.
Whatever he said, he had to take information and guess and piece it together. I didn't let him know that, yo, is a bomb over here, you causing some issues.
I was
just
trying to
wouldn't
see
have done
what
that.
it stuck.
I wouldn't have done that. I don't do things like that.
I was trying to see where the shit stuck.
I ain't gonna lie, that niggas move different, son.
I wouldn't have done that.
See, I'm COE, but
Sometimes I'll go to the girl, like when I'm in that situation, like the girl example I brought up, I'll go to the girl and say, yeah, I spoke to her.
play it off.
Yeah.
Got it. I see what you're saying. You don't want to like show. I get it. I get it.
You get
don't.
that?
I get what he's saying.
It's
He
good.
don't want to show that there's any cracks in the pavement.
Yeah, you showing
That's
your
it.
whole hand.
Yeah, you don't want to show his
difference
hand.
is
I get what he's saying.
You want to let your op know exactly what is driving
not
you
your
up a
fucking
fucking
op,
wall?
it's your man.
Even worse, you're showing your man's
That's why I'm.
hands.
Yo,
That's
y'all-
why
No.
man's hands.
In this example, it is because you acting as a conduit. When you
sound
go and tell your man, or when you go and tell him, then you are letting your man's op know exactly
You're
what
showing
drives
the
them.
man
But why is it not even crazier that that's his man and he attacking his other man? Why you don't look at that? That's crazy. I don't know the history between them niggas, but why you saying he sound crazy instead of saying, well, Joe, your man, why you even attacking his
If
man?
Joe would have told me that, I would have tortured them silently.
understand what I'm saying?
Listen to what I just told.
No, but why that part not
Let me
crazy?
answer you.
And just for the record, I think he should stop.
No, it's not too late.
I think it's over.
No. I stop. I don't.
No, he don't stop. Anytime it's brought up, but I think it's over.
Like there's a two like upstanding guys. No,
No, but you can.
they probably don't talk about me. They probably talk about me the same. Huh?
No, you cannot
I
talk
don't
about
smoke
people
with them like that. It's just
It's over. We about to be in 2024 is what I'm saying. Like the art of war has to begin to look different at some point. Even like I can't even beef no more the way that I want to beef.
actually I did start this shit back up again. He went on a podcast, run his mouth about me. He ain't respond for 2 years, and then all of a sudden, listen. I was done with it.
I thought that was smart.
He was trying to promote an album.
I know. Duh.
You're gonna have me promote your personal life, which you don't want out there. We're not promoting your album. We're promoting all the dysfunction you got going on. That's what you want. That's what I do.
If you my
So
op
if we
and-
go back and
if
forth-
if you my op and you got a little name, I'm gonna promote my album off you. Hey, I've never shared this before, but I'm gonna share it right here. I think Akademiks is a piece. You shitting me?
I don't think that does not work anymore though.
I don't know.
It's confusing. What that mean?
I don't check to see on what people sell anymore unless it's half a slaughterhouse. That's just gonna be for life. For life.
I got to do my research.
How much
man.
you sell?
This shit sounds
You?
crazy.
Oh, slaughterhouse?
Don't
you
ask.
got-
Just stop.
Your boy, yeah.
Stop.
I don't know.
Don't ask.
I got to
I'll
do my
find
research.
it.
Freeze.
I didn't ask. You asked.
You want to know?
No, I don't care. You want to know?
Nah, but I never look at him as a musician. I wouldn't even be able to clown him. So
You and Freddie good?
I think we're good.
Give me a second.
No, we're good. We're good.
I'm not saying nothing to him. I don't want him cursing to me. You think y'all good?
No, we're good.
Oh, y'all good?
Yeah, the beef's over. Yeah.
You and Big Mensa are good. I heard you say that.
Yeah, no, we're really good. Like,
Tell me about that. I was glad. I smiled when I heard that.
Oh, good. Well, I'll start with the Freddie thing. Me and Freddie, like, it was the first time I think I ever, I'm like, yo, I think the white flag's been thrown and we're good. So it's done on my side. I don't know if he's still mad.
I don't think he's mad.
Once I had his baby mama on my shit, it was over. It's like white flag was over. You know what I mean? So I ended the beef there. So I hope he's not continuing it, but it's over. So nothing.
See, there's another reason. There's another reason that he would just be the last person
Get that off?
I would want to go through
You
that.
gonna let him get it off? Cause when I talked about my man, you nigga was getting thrown in the restaurant. You ain't let me get my. You gonna let your man get that shit off on that nigga?
What did he get off? He said we
You gonna
pieced
let him
it
get
up.
off? Cause I could just go back to shooting at that nigga too.
Oh, you don't like him either?
You gonna let him get over? Now I'm asking you as
I don't
the
think he
book.
got
I
anything
squashed
off.
it.
My fault.
It's over.
He's speaking
It's
to troubleshooting, resolving a problem.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't-
I'm done with it. At that point, I realized there's no more need for the back and forth and any more fun I would have with it. It's just not that at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I got it. I think I got in battle rap they call it a 3-0 win. Yeah, I think that was it. And
This nigga don't even know how to piece
30
things
to
up.
I just wish that man well.
All right, you trolling me. I'm not doing this.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Like you won't hear me dissing, honestly.
Okay, good. Who else do I need to?
Oh, the Vic Mensa thing. Vic Mensa did I think it was he did an interview and a freestyle. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that was one of those situations, and you know, you were sitting right there with me, that I could actually say, I just felt like we were past, you know? And yeah, we've said little things back and forth, but that's true growth. You get what I mean? I watched him and I never thought he would get to a place of him saying, you know what? It wasn't necessarily just him saying, oh, maybe the thing with Act wasn't really necessary, but it was just more of his overall demeanor to many instances he's in. And I'm like, I think he's going through something where he's realizing that, you know, he always came over egotistical to me at a point, and for him to kind of even acknowledge any mistakes, I'm like, I'm down to sit with him. Before, you know, I got offered to sit with him, I'm like, nah, why? Like, yo, we'll just keep dissing each other back and forth. When your album comes out, you can diss me. And when he said that, I'm like, man, yo, it's been 5 years since that happened. Actually, 2017 was 6 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. And I said, as much as I want to think that what I saw with him was growth, I want him also to see that there is growth with me too. So that included, you know, letting everything go and actually sitting down, and we had a good conversation about that moment, what led up to that moment, what happened after that moment. We clarified. It was a good conversation. It's gonna come out soon, but
Oh, good.
That's dope.
That's how I wish most you know, issues would be. You know, it would result, you know, obviously there's men and we all have egos, but shit, at a point it's like, if you're not gonna do nothing about it, and shit, if you could even grow 1 centimeter to realize, to say, well, you know what, maybe I could have handled that situation better, or maybe I could have listened more, maybe I could have whatever. And yeah, that was a good conversation, I kid you not. So I just want to say, definitely salute to Vic Mensa. That was one of those conversations well needed, I think.
I think so too. And salute to Vic Mensa. Shout out to him, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Do you what do you think of Bill Simmons calling Meg and Prince Harry fucking grifters?
Did he say that?
Yes.
Verbatim?
Yes.
We got sources on this.
Yes. We can fact check this one.
I mean, I don't really like.
That's what he said.
I don't necessarily like pay attention to kind of like that particularly, but it's interesting because I think everybody was. I think Meg and Prince Harry, right? We're talking about Meg and Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they all had everybody was within the building of Spotify, so that felt a little odd. You know what I mean?
12 episodes for, I don't remember the number, $20 million. They paid 20 to 30 million, something like that, and all they got was 12 episodes back. They said Meg was sending people out to do interviews and then later putting her voice in it to make sense.
Really?
She did the interview, yeah.
Oh shit!
How you in the building and you're not seeing this stuff?
Well, I mean,
Are you seeing the layoffs over there or firings or whatever they call it?
I think podcasting just at a different time right now, man. Like, podcasts is there was a podcast boom, which you know that's why I've co-signed the name of giving you the Podfather because you helped create that boom,
The boom.
right? Like you helped a bunch of suits to say, let's start the spending spree, right? And that time is always great, you know, because people who are deserving and undeserving are going to get a lot of money thrown in front of them. You're going to have people that, you know, shit, I remember your legendary rants back in the day before you left, where you were like, yeah, some people, companies like that believe in celebrity rather than the content, right? They're like, yo.
The name.
Yeah, the name. Yeah, it's like, all right, cool. It's an actor. Everybody wants to hear him speak, right? Oh, shit, y'all want to hear this story. You want to hear them talk.
I'm saying companies, but Spotify spent the most and signed the most of the celebrities. They are the people that brought in the Hollywood bigwigs and
Well, I think they took a chance.
Championed that. Oh, you fucking right, it was a chance.
Do you think it's successful? I think they might consider it a success.
No, they don't.
Even though it's over.
They don't consider that a success. You don't spend that type of money and not get the return. Ava DuVernay, not one episode released. There's too many celebrities.
I'm not agreeing with you because I'm going to bring it back to the record label model.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're going to give a lot of niggas some money that ain't going to turn out to be shit. But you're going to have those 1 or 2 people who keep that
keep the lights on in the
You get what I mean? And when you find those people, it makes everything make sense.
The bigger that you make the record label, the more that Kanye or Drake or whoever at the top has to sell to keep the lights on.
And then
if I continue to add people to the label, then I need a Drake and Rihanna. I need another big person over there. So when you don't have that second big person, and I want to start to ask you about Joe Rogan in a minute, but when you don't have that and you have all of these people not producing as you're shelling out money, that gets difficult to explain to investors.
Yeah, but it happens all the time. Like, I mean, look at Amazon, look at Facebook, look at all these companies. They downsize when they think that they're going through unlimited growth. They hit the ceiling. They're like, oh, unlimited growth is over. COVID's done. Now let's lay off, and then we know what we're gonna always get as our profit. We could increase profit margins. So I think that's what you're seeing Spotify saying, all right, we know what the money makers are. Instead of trying to expect to find more of these or expect them to do more, let's cut the costs or cut the fat. That's what it is.
And the first thing that you do is terminate jobs. It's your biggest expense until they cut jobs and stock prices goes back up, and we call it a day. We already know where our revenue is going to be. We just got to lower our expenses.
How does that affect you?
I mean, overall, it probably affects me. Like,
And y'all just made that sound real cute and pretty, and I don't feel like arguing because he's on Spotify, so I'm like being
oh,
nice.
we could get to anything on it, man.
But when it was booming, you're not looking to shed costs. You're looking to go get the Gimlet, go get the Parcast, go get the Rogan, go get the anybody, and you're willing to spend because
Will Smith.
you believe in it and you're seeing returns from it. So y'all just slice that up into some regular corporate shit when it don't always say the same thing. Yes, companies shed costs all the time.
True, but
when you have a huge bet that you bet on and it fails for years,
you always have the hedge of cutting expenses. So you can hedge that bet. You can hedge that bet with expenses. So if this don't hit over here, we're gonna cut the fat off right here. If it hit, we could keep the people.
We're
not gonna take the L. Yeah, if it don't hit, we could cut the people.
The bet I think they took, I think is one that they accomplished, which we want to be market leaders in the space. We'll determine and figure out profitability to the highest extent later, but we do know that this space, because it's easy to produce, it's cheap to produce.
it's not. That's bullshit.
Well,
you just spent over $1 billion.
Wait.
It's not cheap to produce.
Well,
It's supposed to be cheap to produce.
you're right, but for them, they wanted to just acquire market share. That they're like, once we got market share, now we could do what we need to do. You get what I mean?
That's true.
Now they got the market share. They're like, all right, cool. Now we need to start thinking about this money because we're not Amazon. We're not going to be spending money just forever. So yeah, they're like, let's cut some costs and reevaluate. And unless they lose market share, I think they would say the bet worked. Now, did it work to the highest extent where they could keep spending forever? No. But like
We knew that window was closed.
yeah, but that's everything that happens to be new now. Like, you know, I told Ian out there, I'm like, yo, what happened in the podcast business sphere back in 2018 is what's happening right now in the internet streaming.
Explain that for the people.
Well, you know, live streaming seemed like, honestly, like back in 2015, it was really an archaic just waste of bandwidth in the sense of it was so hard to monetize appropriately for what you were bringing. It was just incredibly, like you got paid less than, you could put up a 4-minute video, but if you're live, because usually live platforms people come for in the moment rather than for something old, it was just so hard to do. As time went on, you know, for example, like, you know, Twitch was like the major, you know, it was Justin TV before. They became the number one in that lane, and then YouTube jumped in. But they were cool. You know, Twitch is owned by Amazon, really never been profitable, but they're like, you know what? We got market share, let's chill. Let's see if YouTube's gonna spend. I've always said that, like, I always thought Apple was falling back and not spending in podcasting because they already had the market. They just needed somebody to spend to increase the market. So Spotify spent the money to increase the market. They know over time they're still gonna, you know, they're gonna do what they gotta do.
It's genius.
Now, when it comes to streaming, Twitch had the market. They see YouTube pop in, they're like, hopefully they spend money. YouTube don't gotta spend no money. They're like, yo, we already have a billion people over here using our shit. They wanna do live, let's go. Who cares? But there's some new people on the block, and they're down to spend. So one's called Kick. It's backed by this offshore gambling company, worth billions of dollars. They're throwing around money like it's going out of style. Rumble, I signed with Rumble.
Your guys, come on, get your shit off.
It's my people. I was actually really offended. People just thought I went right wing. I'm like, yo, listen, I got nothing to go do with no type of politics. I don't even really talk politics too much. I mean, I talk a little bit.
This is politics now.
Well, I'm talking about
The right wing place paid you to attract an audience to whatever our main agenda is, which just happens to be right wing. And I'm saying that without knowing. I didn't read up on.
Nah.
Is that how you view that?
Nah.
That's what it is.
They want anybody that could bring eyes and ears.
That's true.
Anybody. Again,
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but
you said bringing eyes and ears to their agenda.
Yeah. There's no.
That's what you said.
Yeah, they're. You know.
You think Rumble doesn't have an agenda? Is that what you're saying?
They may, but I don't think they're trying to lure Akademiks demo to their agenda.
That's what. See, that's
What do you think they're trying to do just by chance?
Get him, Ish.
I think they're trying to bring more people to their platform. Again, let's just say hypothetically, we're going to throw a hypothetical. Let's say they sign Riza Islam, right? They still might have their agenda as a parent company, but we still going to bring eyes and ears over here to monetize this.
But that is technically
That's what I'm
still
saying.
bringing
That's what
eyes
I'm
and
saying.
ears to the agenda.
Am I missing something?
No, you can make your agenda more profitable, but you're not bringing eyes and ears to the agenda per se.
Why do we think they have an agenda? Is it just because the larger creators
I
on there
started this.
right-wing?
I started this with I don't know enough about them, but
Yeah.
from what I read, this is a right wing.
When I was reading up on them, it seemed like they weren't necessarily politically affiliated. They just happened to have.
They hired a whole bunch of.
They brought a bunch of people over, mostly, honestly, conspiracy theorists who are right wing leaning, and they're popular because there's nowhere else
To go.
on the
Oh,
internet
yeah.
to do that shit.
Okay, and by the way, I ain't getting paid for no PR, so this is really beyond my show. But I'm just having try to have an ideological conversation with you. Now, they want anybody on their platform, right?
I'm
like
sure.
if you're
Every
into
platform does.
Okay, but
Every
at what
platform
point,
wants anybody.
At what point do you start saying it's their agenda? For example, if YouTube says we're banning everybody who's doing satanic rituals, and they're like, well, since YouTube, our competitor, banned them, come here. Are they having a satanic agenda?
Yes.
Or they just need anybody who could bring eyes and ears. They don't give a fuck who it is.
Let me speak
And now we can
clearly.
we can sell more items.
In your example, no, they don't initially have a satanic agenda, but they don't have laws, boundaries, and policies in place to protect against all the people that come that have a satanic agenda, which now makes the optic say, oh, this is a safe place for the people of a satanic agenda. That's the same thing Elon Musk went through with fucking Twitter. He says, yo, we're taking off all of the laws. It's free speech.
Is that a right?
The news started to discuss them and speak about them and highlight Elon like this was some right-wing shit. That may or may not have been the agenda, but, you're making it safe now for satanic ritual people to be here and just tweet and say whatever the fuck they want.
To me, that's a little different because
Well, people-
I think
people say that's free
it
speech.
became agenda when you start banning people who speak out otherwise on the Twitter side. Like now you're censoring one side.
True.
Now it's agenda. Once you start tweaking it to, you saying this, nah, ain't nobody gonna see that. You're banned. You can't take. Now agenda's kicking in.
Sure.
But if I'm letting everybody get it off,
Yeah.
and there's a home here because, hey, look, I'm trying to. At the end of the day, we trying to make some money.
So
I want to sell
if
ads.
the left wing
I'm
people
saying
want to
if you-
come over here, it's an open door policy for them to come.
They've been trying to sign nothing
y'all-
but
That's
left.
what I- no, that's what
y'all
I'm
gotta
saying.
stop.
No.
You niggas are crazy. Go ahead.
Well, they've been trying to. The majority of people, like you got to imagine this, and the CEO, I call him a friend. This is the conversation we had even going into it. He's like, listen, I'm gonna be honest. This is a wrap about because I had 2 contracts in front of me, and I could have went with another company, right? And he said, listen, let me break it down to you. We're a publicly traded company. We're not just right-wing funded. We're publicly traded. We need eyes and ears over here. We need people clicking on the site. That's the only way our stock price is going up.
Are they right-wing funded?
If it's publicly traded,
Partially, yes.
I'm sure.
But is it funded to just for their agenda, or is just right-wing people who funded the site because they see it as a haven for free speech? Or do you think I'm just like
They got it.
buttered?
Y'all got it. All right. All right.
Did you get what I'm saying? though?
I get it.
Oh shit!
All right. No, y'all got it.
Joe is making the same argument of
I didn't make
that
no
I see a lot
argument.
of people saying. Listen, and by the way, I don't think it's necessarily all that incorrect to say no. Okay, we associate it with right because there's a lot of right wing creators on there.
Mm-hmm.
I just see it being incorrect when you're saying that they're signing people up for some agenda of the right wing.
I agree.
You get what I mean? That's where the right wing people feel like they get the most amount of voice. They feel they've been banned on other platforms. Steven Crowder, who's like one of the biggest creators on there, he can't really post on YouTube like that. They ban him all the time. So if he has a huge, massive audience that wants to listen to him, you got to bring them somewhere.
It's in the best interest of Rumble to go sign this person that's
Yes.
going to bring
Business,
traffic
man.
to our
Business.
site. And we're going to be able to sell ads over here.
No, I feel y'all on that.
and put it like this, because I think you get conspiracy. A lot of people get kind of conspiracy theorist type of shit when they think about it. I mean, They signed Tyson
They're
that.
funded by right wing. They protect and
Well, why would they be funded
create-
by any left wing leaning person if they're seeing that the alternate to that is YouTube? Why would they There's no need to fund it.
We can't say they're funded because it's a publicly traded a company. So it's not funded by a right wing agenda if it's publicly traded. If it's publicly traded, me and Ice and Parks and you and everybody could go buy stock, and that's the funding of the
Yeah,
company.
but I see what Joe's saying. But
Stop
who's
it,
more
yo.
likely to buy
Stop
the
it.
stock? A right wing person or a left wing
Stop it.
person?
I don't
What are
know
they
what the
talking
likelihood
about?
is. What I'm saying is it's not.
And who funded it before it was publicly traded? What are you talking about?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Do you know?
I believe it may have been right.
I don't know.
because
I haven't researched it, but if it's right wing funded before it's publicly
I don't
traded,
know that to be true.
I'm saying if it is.
Oh, okay.
And they protect and create a safe space for people to come with their right wing agendas,
The people that will be funding it will be right wing.
and
Yep.
and their audience and growing this thing. That has to do with the result of whatever the fuck they're trying to do. So at that point, they don't care who is attracting audience. This is our shit. We need it to grow. So yes, you go get your music people. Casanat or whoever, you go bring your gamer stream people. But y'all are running concurrent with whatever the right wing agenda is of the people that fund this shit.
No.
It's all right.
No.
Well, then explain it to me. Don't. It's all right.
No, I'm saying we
explain
can
it
agree
then.
to disagree. What I'm telling you is this. Akademiks is saying this. These people's voice is being silenced on all of the major platforms around.
Why?
Please let me speak, Joe. These people's
This
voice is
not
being
how
silenced.
Conversation go. Why are they being silenced?
For whatever reason or another.
But we can't have this talk if y'all just gonna say for whatever the reason, because there is a reason that they're being silent.
Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion.
Okay, I'm done.
Let me speak. During COVID-19, the unpopular opinion was do not go get vaccinated.
True.
You are being banned for saying that. The same shit that we are now saying on this platform now, like, yo, we've been duped. The people that were saying that 2 years ago couldn't put their voice out there. We all in agreement?
That's a fact.
Are we all in
That's a
agreement
fact.
first before I proceed?
Sure.
We are all in agreement. So now if I had a message that I wanted to convey to the people, i.e. Reza Islam, who we know is not right wing, he could have potentially went and got a deal on Rumble. Yes?
Sure.
Okay, cool. He's not leaning into a right-wing agenda. He's just trying to circumvent a system that is banning him from getting his opinion out to the world.
And in doing that, he's leaning into a right wing agenda.
Oh my God, Joe.
What do you not understand about what I'm saying?
All right.
I comprehend well. I think I understand exactly what you're saying.
What-
Reza Islam bringing his audience over here
wait, hold on.
and growing this thing is him leaning into a right wing agenda.
So by default and
Whether
definition-
knowingly or not knowingly.
So by default and definition, do you consider
disagree with
other
that?
platforms?
Yes.
Do you consider other platforms left-wing platforms? Then?
I don't know. And that's my point. When you know certain things about a platform that you shouldn't know, something is off about that. So all of them little sites that was popping up as, where did they come up with that as a insurrection plan shit at? All of those.
What's the shit you was on?
Parler.
All of those was popping up during pandemic time and gaining popularity for them nasty, bigot, hating ass niggas to get over there and spread their message.
But I still don't get it.
That's an incentive. Hey, if I want to say, yo, I'm gonna kill yada 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 yada, and all the places with good fucking sense who would lose ad dollars if you spread that type of shit here, you gotta go somewhere where ad dollars ain't even a thing. Know where that is? I'm done with you.
I don't get it.
I know. I know
get
you
it.
don't. I know you know. It's fine.
Listen, I look at it just as a platform. You know, like any of these platforms as platforms, like whether it's Twitch, YouTube, they all. Is there something that you could possibly chalk up as their agenda? Because unless you really know the niggas who really control the shit, how they move,
You just took the word out the words out of my mouth. A lot of these quote unquote platforms are the same fucking investors that platform probably has too.
Dog, that's fine. That was what I just said.
But we
when I
wouldn't
said-
characterize them as right wing platforms being funded.
Some you wouldn't know, because some of them got good enough sense that if they got nasty, hateful ass views, to tuck them in their back pocket. So when you are boldened and empowered to come out and say, yo, everybody, sundown town right here. No, don't think that I'm coming that way.
yeah. But I think you're also chalking up the platform as like a home to just bigoted views. I think some people just feel for whatever reason, other platforms, they were either getting censored or getting banned.
That's true.
And again, you need alternatives.
And I think once these platforms grow, like if that Rumble platform starts to grow and has more and more and more and more ad dollars, and now some of the bigger ad dollars that might be sitting on the table with a couple $100 million worth of revenue says, yo, you're kind of going a little far. We need you to
It's
we need
always
you to
gonna
scale
get
back.
there.
They're going to start to scale back as they grow.
But they only grow right now with
the smaller money. Yeah.
That's their biggest niche. Now they start making a little bit leeway. They're like, all right, cool.
They
Let's
change
see.
their views, right? Like
No. Well, they're like
they don't be so right wing after a while. Like when they get big enough.
Well, he's talking business. You talking about ideology and philosophy of the people who run it.
Motherfuckers.
They're getting sports on there. Okay, let's see if we could do a deal with, I don't know,
whoever.
MLS. See if we could start streaming a couple of their games. Again, once it get to a certain point, yeah, of course. Just like it happened on YouTube there, like a couple years ago, people were like, yo, hey, we're not giving you these billions of dollars if you have niggas saying this. You think they're not cleaning the house at that point? It's a business.
Yes.
Depends.
I
Because
agree.
we saw the same thing happen with OnlyFans.
Sure enough.
Well, that was the only.
They tried to come in and say, hey,
They
look, we
tried to
got to
clean
clean
house.
house because
They tried to clean
the,
house.
the advertisers ain't fucking with us.
Hold on,
and
but there's
the
no
creators
scalability
and the
for
back-
OnlyFans.
And the bread and butter over there said,
There is no
no.
How do you
scalability
scale
though.
up OnlyFans?
What do you mean how? I'm not
the-
going to share here.
The money is the money is only in one. The real money is
bread
in
and
one
butter.
form of content.
It's not true. That's not true. You're wrong.
Okay.
That site was so intertwined with adult content
We got
that
all
they
that.
realized you would probably just shoot yourself in the
We
leg.
got all of that. That's low hanging fruit. It's somebody's job somewhere at OnlyFans to say, how do I take all of these quadrillion people that are here for porn and figure out a way to scale this business? I'm not going to say that here, but somebody is tasked with that. You think OnlyFans are just sitting back saying, hey, I'm good with you bitches popping their pussy? Of course not.
Hold on, they
my
tried.
point-
They failed really.
That was
quickly.
my point.
They tried.
That's our point.
You just
we
confirmed
introduced
my point.
We introduced this point.
Confirmed it.
This nigga switching his point now.
Yo,
I
no.
Ice point was in response to what y'all was saying.
Yeah, that-
Don't try to jump on our
Advertising-
point now.
The advertisers did what? They tried to
They
restrict
tried
OnlyFans.
to restrict it.
How else did they gain profitability once they restricted? They couldn't. So they said, we failed. Y'all rock out and do what
Yeah.
y'all been doing.
Okay, I'll try to explain what I think is me and Ish's point right here.
Give it to me.
Rumble, like most other alternative platforms, they usually start with some type of niche,
I liked it better with OnlyFans.
right?
Do OnlyFans.
And no. Well, you can't use OnlyFans as a model because
we got you.
They're trying to be profitable. So again, at a certain point, they become what people view YouTube or view Twitter. That's when those creators that are there now, that everybody's saying the right wing, they flee to somewhere else. That's just how it goes. That's just how they start off. Hey, we start off with this niche, but when the real money comes in, because we have enough people, well, fuck this niche, we're bigger now.
True. That is true.
That's just how. So again, you can't do it with OnlyFans because the niggas there, they only came to jerk off.
That's true.
That is true.
Can't do it with
Tell me another
OnlyFans.
reason. You're saying no, Ian. Tell me another
Hold on,
reason.
and also
tell me another
OnlyFans
reason that
actively
people go to
isn't doing.
OnlyFans.
Actively isn't doing what even like say a Rumble or any of these platforms are doing. They're making these investments to say, you know what? If we could also be the place that streams and that's the sole stream of UFC events, people love UFC. We'll get a whole sporting crowd. Let's get this crowd. Okay, maybe now niggas is these political guys who might be a little bit whatever.
Cooking shows.
Yeah.
Cooking shows.
If now advertisers come and say, hey,
How'd that
listen, we
work
work.
for Triller?
Huh?
How'd it work for Triller?
It's not without effort.
How did that work out for Triller? You
It-
was on stage.
it failed.
You was behind the DJ booth. Yo, it's Akademiks. I saw you.
Wait,
It
You were there.
hold on.
How did it work
wait,
out when Triller tried to do exactly what y'all are saying right now? That's back to our
No.
OnlyFans point. Did it work?
But Triller is not comparable to like any of these other platforms we're talking about.
I don't think OnlyFans is comparable to any of these places y'all talking about. Number one, they don't have an app. And we're not going to have an app because our dick is too big to have an app. I'm not giving 30% or 33% to Apple.
Can't even get approved in the App Store.
We're getting way too much money.
You'll never be on it.
Yeah, you can't have an app.
So hold on. So here's the thing. So here's the thing. While you're considering Rumble as right wing, they could still try to increase market share and do other things. OnlyFans is either all or nothing. They can't be like, hey, y'all can still come jerk off to these girls, but we're also doing this. They got to a point where they tried it and they said we either have to go all the way here or all the way back, but we have guaranteed revenue coming from here. we're just gonna have to accept that we just can't scale.
The creators,
we're
the
good
creators,
with,
the creators push
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
That's what
what
happened.
y'all are saying is not how that
could
happened.
apply anywhere else, though.
True, but you
that
got
could apply
but
to
you
a
have to
Rumble, that
now
could
take
apply
a
here,
risk
that could
in
apply
losing
there.
revenue. You got to go with a
No, because they're
guaranteed revenue
expanding
stream
currently.
or a revenue stream. I'm gonna go with the guarantee, which is the creators that are already here, that have already brought mad traffic to our site. I know that works. This other shit, I don't know it works, so I'm not willing to gamble on that. I'm gonna go with the sure thing.
I see. You got to realize, like, again, you couldn't even like kind of hedge or try to leverage with OnlyFans. You definitely can with like a platform like Rumble, even if it could be considered right wing, but you think in 5-10 years that they're hoping that's how you're leading with describing the site.
It's early enough where you can do that.
Yeah,
When
but
you go get Act, you go get the Casanat, you go get
I don't
Jada
understand
Kiss
what
and Style.
side
You
of the
go get
fight you're
whomever
on.
the case may be.
What you're
You'll slowly-
naming right now
Yeah.
is literally the government's problem with TikTok. TikTok comes, hey, you guys dance. And all down here dance.
okay.
Dance.
Nah, it's completely different.
We
That's
are
not it,
dancing
Joe.
it up.
Are you-
We are dancing up.
Are you?
Why can't never land my plane?
I can't lay in plane, brother.
We are dancing it up. We are dancing up on TikTok. Now, the whole country's on TikTok. Everybody's there. Now here comes the government to say, hey, that's not what they're doing over there. This is their greater plan. They're taking our information. They're storing our information. It's a setup. It's compromised. We're trying to ban this shit and yada, yada, yada. Know what we doing down here? So who cares if Rumble acquires all of this audience and decides to say, hey, we'll never let them know that we're right wing. You want to wait till all the audience gets there, give them everybody's money, information, and everything else for the right wing people to disguise it, move covertly, and then say what?
Hey, dog. I mean,
And then say
what's in that example? What's the difference between them and anybody else?
Between who and anybody else?
Your TikTok example, let's say
What's
TikTok.
that and the difference in NBC,
Facebook,
CBS, fucking ABC? What's the
anybody.
difference in any
I
of those
thought
other
I
platforms?
thought I've answered it multiple times. Some people keep it in the tuck, and some do not.
So you're saying the
That's
fact
the
that you can
difference.
see it up front with
That's
Rumble.
the difference.
And we're assuming
the
that
difference.
is what it is with Rumble.
Hey, the most hilarious thing about when it comes to Rumble, the founder, the CEO, he's a Canadian nigga. He's a Canadian citizen. Like, I mean, obviously they have a headquarters here, but like the company got started in Canada. Like,
What does that mean?
Well, if you want to believe that they're in Canada saying, how do I get into influence right wing politics in America, rather than how do I build
Get
a
money.
profitable
How do I get money?
platform?
Yes.
If you want to think it's so, it's so like disingenuous to offer an alternative platform.
Muffin crack.
Be
I ain't
clear.
know that. He
Be
just cracked
clear.
the muffin with that.
I keep saying I
Look it
can't
up.
call them disingenuous because I have not researched them. This is all conversation.
Well, yeah, but you got to realize they're leading with. They said that, right? That it's a right wing platform.
So how-
because obviously it's a bunch of right wing creators on it. Which again, without the knowledge of that information, I understand why people might say it. I just
So now
vehemently
we got
disagree.
a Canadian in politics over here because they got a lot of audience because they got an app. This is the same thing Rupert Murdoch did.
No, I'm not their PR, but I would ask you this, right?
You're not their PR. You about to get an extra check.
No,
nigga.
no.
You doing a good job.
Yeah, you're killing this shit.
No,
you
you
go
killing
good.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
stop. Hold on.
Hey, get your dollar. I know what you're doing. I know that.
No,
They sent you a right wing
No. Hold on.
badge.
All right, no. Because I'm going to turn this into a different conversation that I would think you would have care for. I understand. I think the right, politics and religion, people get triggered by.
That's a fact.
So I get
Absolutely.
it. But you don't think there should be an alternative to YouTube or like an Instagram? Like these.
There should be.
I'm a digital creator, so are
get to
y'all.
it.
Like
Let's
I've been
talk about
shadow
it.
banned on Instagram, and I felt like nigga, like you can't talk to nobody. It just feels like there's nothing left.
Yeah.
You can't commune with your audience.
That's true.
You get what I mean? Like shit, I'm at the point these days. I'm going back to shit. I'm on Substack
shadow
now. I'm
banned.
trying to get email address.
I
Let's
have
run
the-
the shit up.
I have the same
Because-
Instagram followers from when you met me.
Okay, but the point about that is that when you have any market that doesn't allow any competition, like for example, I don't really have gripes with Twitch. Like in the sense of obviously I do feel that they should try to compensate, the creators who are, making this product like almost like now it's in pop culture. I think they should compensate them more. However, they had no competition for years. And when any business or any market exists where there is no competition, you start treating people shitty,
Yep.
and also you start
Where else
taking
you gonna
advantage.
go? Where else you gonna go?
Where else you gonna go?
I agree with you.
When YouTube says, again, by the way, you know, it's fair, but I do great on YouTube, but still, when YouTube says, hey, the split is 55-45, you better shut the fuck up. When Apple says it, look how many times I've been taken to court. Epic Games brought them to court. Hey,
Over and over
you
and
wanna
over.
be you wanna be in the motherfucking App Store
30%.
70-30, nigga. That's it.
Yeah, they
When
know-
you
they
have
negotiate.
zero alternatives and people have monopolized some type of market, you get to realize. So even if, you know, obviously I think the right wing part of, you know, Rumble makes people like, I want alternatives to all this shit. I wish Vimeo was popping.
Me too.
I wish Vimeo was popping. I wish there was another alternative to Instagram. But what does Instagram do? Anytime they see Snapchat, they just take all the features and say, fuck
right
that
away.
nigga. You know what I mean?
They steal it.
So again, just as a creator, I believe in alternatives because it's the only, like, it's the same thing even with, like, say, podcasting. Like, okay, podcast, if there was only one company giving out deals, say if it was only Spotify. Yo, none of y'all own y'all shit. Y'all signing these deals, you're getting paid this.
That's it.
Take it or
What,
leave it.
yeah, what are you going to do?
That's it.
You
Yo,
need
that's
competition.
You don't even got to go to the tech
You need
space.
competition.
You could go to PSE&G. You could go to cable. If you live in a certain
That's exactly
neighborhood,
what Spotify
you have
says.
absolutely
That's how they
no.
behave.
Well, that was
That's how they behave. They behave like they have a monopoly. Hey, this is what we're offering you.
Well,
Take it or leave it. Beat it.
And I can tell you this because it happened to me. This is there was I won't speak on exactly what it is. There was an unfavorable thing that I was vehemently opposed to in their offer to me, and we literally brought them and said, "Yo, Apple's offering this. What we doing? We're gonna change it. We're not changing it if Apple don't come to the table."
That's true.
And I've never said who the competitor was before, but it's clear it was Apple. But that competition is needed. So when it comes to platforms, I look at some of these guys who have, or some of these companies who just have this iron tight grip over whatever, and I'm like, nah, we need some type of alternatives.
That's true.
I agree with that. I agree with everything you just said.
Okay, but here's the thing though. How do
I don't
those
want my
platforms
ops to get the
Hold on, no.
alternative.
Yeah, but if you are left leaning, why would you ever say?
Yo, see, I think those two terms are like divide. I'm not right, left. Don't call me none of that shit.
We middle.
Yeah. Okay, but how could you possibly like?
Left.
You're
I
gonna
like
need
that.
need some niche or some reason why people should leave, say, a Twitter, or Instagram, or YouTube. If you're not trying to poach off, wait, who are the people who don't seem desired, or whose voice gets shunned, or who seem to maybe they could do more on our shit? You think you're gonna go to their biggest creators who are the happiest over there and be like, nah, just come over here? They're gonna be like, fuck
I'm
no.
gonna say no.
We're good. Like, we don't need the alternative when this shit been working. Let this shit go on forever.
He's right.
Yeah, I disagree.
How do you get that to happen?
I disagree.
right.
You gonna pay? What are you talking about? You're not going to the Instagram and trying to poach their people by saying, "Hey, man, come on." No, they're not going to leave. You're absolutely right. But because of the monopoly that's been in place, and because Instagram, can I land my plane?
Land the plane.
And because Instagram and some of these other places have been mistreating people for mad long, I think somebody who has investors could come say, "Hey, I'll pay you 5x to bring your audience over here," and they bite. In the entertainment business, we see people offer a whole lot more for a whole lot less. So the word on Rumble is you niggas are running around here paying. That's the word. I'm telling you, by the time the word get to me and I don't know nothing about it, this is the word. Y'all are out here
Right.
paying.
But here's
And if you approach the correct people with the correct dollar amount, you don't need to go convince them. They're coming.
Here's the biggest problem.
That's
They didn't have that at first.
They didn't have the capital.
They didn't have it at first.
Most startup companies don't have the capital to go take the biggest influencers from this station and this station and this station. So we provided a safe haven for the people that were getting kicked off.
That way you
to
can come for
over here.
free.
And
So we
then
gotta
we
start.
got.
I looked at their
our money
financial.
up.
They started up with less than $100 million. They've given out over
Wow,
$100
they
million.
got it done like that?
But hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying.
Wow.
The contracts that is going to
Who
take.
would've thought?
Is contracts you're going to take to actually even make a dent. You gotta have billions at your disposal. So you can't start off by saying we're paying. Oh, I'm gonna start a podcast platform. Oh, I'm just getting Joe Rogan. You don't even got enough money to do that.
Yeah.
How the fuck you going? So who you gonna sign? There's only a few game changers. How the fuck you gonna get one of those? You don't have
You
enough
need the
money.
money.
But
need
just
the money.
under $100 million, right?
Yeah, that's not a
Would
lot
y'all
of money.
be able to do it? It's not. I know. Would y'all be able to figure that out?
How to get
Well,
to that.
And really compete over
What are
time.
they talking about?
I think that's
what
a coin.
what on earth are they
It's
talking
hard to-
about?
That's not even a coin flip. I think
That's
that's
really-
playing the lottery.
That's really hard to do. That's playing the lottery. He's right.
Oh, you niggas is high.
That's really hard to do.
You niggas are high. I don't know what
To
y'all
go
talking
take-
about. Y'all sound nuts. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all sound nuts.
You're off. Whole market can be bought.
Y'all sound nuts.
What's the market? The podcast market?
It depends.
I'm not familiar with the
Whatever
okay,
I'm
hold
trying
on.
to do, everybody could be bought. These niggas are selling their ass for shorts, and I have a
hold on,
budget
hold on.
of just under $100 million, and you think I can't get that
Hold
done?
on.
What do y'all think these companies are operating off of?
All right, well, okay.
He just said Joe Rogan.
Hold on. Wait. I'll use.
Our whole company's net worth is $100 million. You can't go get Joe Rogan with that.
I'll give you. the
No,
better
but your
example.
first move out the gate, if this is your startup budget, would not be going to get a Joe Rogan.
No, but
It would
So
be-
how you get any more?
That's the point. It would be go
how
to
do I
go
get
get
enough
smaller
to go
people.
get him?
Now we're
Yeah.
back to what I'm saying. Someone is tasked with that job.
Yeah, you are.
And that person
And if that
decided,
person has
hey,
just under
we're gonna let
$100 million to operate
who
with,
don't have a home.
We're gonna
you
let
niggas
everybody over
Yeah.
here that don't have
Have
a
a
home
home.
come over here. We're gonna build
Let's
up our
get the
market
freebies
share,
first.
and we're
Hey,
gonna
are
sell
you
our
banned?
stock
Come
on
here.
the fucking publicly traded stock exchanges to get our value up. Now we could potentially go get the Call Me Daddy girl. We could potentially go get Joe Budden. We could potentially go get DJ Akademiks to push our market share even higher.
yeah, please.
Real quick. Just because if this gets lost, then we just look incredibly incompetent. Rumble's a public company, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get this right.
New Joe Budden.